Yeah, let's try this again, yo. Got kicked out real quick. Get everybody back in here. But once again, shout out to all the sponsors. Snowgoons, of course. Elite Sound International. Creative Juices Music. London LeBlanc Magazine. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Or
peace. My bad, yo. I don't know. I don't know what happened, yo. Like everything just
it's
dropped
all
out.
good, brother. It's all good.
But yeah, how you been though, fam?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm actually in France right now, visiting some friends, and just a couple hours away for where I usually live in Germany in the south. Because like Europe is so small, right? Like you can go if you're in Germany, that's like the center of Europe, so you can go easily to like Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland, Austria. It's all around you. It's kind of like when you're in New York, you can go, of course, to Connecticut, or you can go to Philly, Jersey. It's like everything is kind of close.
Oh, no doubt. Your peace, sick nature was good, brother.
What's good? What's good? Peace,
Good.
peace.
Chilling, man, chilling, yo. Who else we waiting for? We waiting for DJ Crypt, or did you want to set it off?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Crypt is right there, but yeah. Let's wait a couple minutes. Obviously, since we can switch, and it might be that Gunner is gonna show up too. So let's see, and well, you invited us today to talk about again. Remember, we had like this must have been now 4 weeks ago or something, right?
Yeah,
Roughly.
probably about a month, give or take.
Yeah. Last time when we talked about the Renaissance Kings and that it's about to drop and shit, now we're here. It's out. It's out for a full week now, and I can tell you right now, it feels really good because we almost at 1 million streams on Spotify. And
Wow.
well, but this is just numbers. So the numbers, it's whatever. We don't do this for the numbers. But what's really, really great and feels good, like the feedback is really good. People like the album, the joints and shit, and like we talked last time, man, like, we put so much work and thoughts in this album and in all our albums. But like with this one, it was this time really quite different, right? So for us, it was very, well, I would say, yeah, we was very curious and see how people are going to react, how are they expecting us, let's say, small Snowgoons album, how they going to like the songs and everything. But right now I feel really, I wouldn't say relieved because it was never like it was pressure or stress or something, right? But of
Yeah.
course you always, you watch out and look out what the people going to say. And but yeah, everything played out really well, and people like it, and it's just even, we still promoting and we still getting it out there, and it feels like every day now people discovering the album, and the overall feedback, man, is really, really good. That's what I love right now.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Of course, man. Yo, like that joint is fire, man. Like it's definitely a good album. It's well constructed. Like I don't see a need for skip buttons or anything like that. Like the way y'all handle your business. I mean, it's always like that for every album y'all do. But I like how you structure all your artists, the beats, and everything together, man. It's a master plan. You know what I mean?
Word.
No doubt.
Wow.
Dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely appreciated everything y'all do for hip hop in general. Because you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to stay consistent and fluid with everything going on around the world. Plus in the music
Yep.
game. So y'all definitely
Yep.
hold it down for hip hop.
Word.
But
Word.
yeah, so yeah, I mean, because I know we're waiting for Crypt. But so you're getting nothing but positive feedback. That's a good thing, man. Like, you know what I mean, especially
Yeah.
those
So
that are hard body fans. Like, it's something
yeah.
to appreciate because y'all consistent, like all the
Yeah.
time. So
Yep. Yep. So
what about the
far,
Merc?
so far, the overall feedback is very positive, and we're very happy about that. So, like Illegal said, so it's definitely been good seeing that people like it, and you know, so
Yeah, of course,
and then
of
hard
course. I
work
mean, because y'all,
pays
y'all put a
off.
lot of work in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people really appreciate what y'all do because, you know what I mean? I see how y'all handle things. We talk a lot about everything and whatnot. You guys do put in a lot of work. Like, besides the promo, y'all promo yourselves. You have a decent team. You have a team, like not a huge team, but a team. And y'all all pushing each other all the time. Everything
Right.
y'all do. And then you guys go out and you scout artists. You know what I mean? You scout producers, you scout, like you guys always put in work. So I think people need to appreciate that about y'all outside the music.
Absolute, yeah. You know, and I mean, you also a part of the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? Like you holding up the flag, you promoting us, you know, holding us down
Yep.
as well. And now
Appreciate
you
that.
recently, you know, link us up to artists and shit, and that's networking. You know, of course, like we're using your platform, you're using our platform, and that's how hip hop usually works. You know, like connecting everybody together and then be more powerful and go forward. You know, so. That's what I also like. We like. I mean, we talked about it last time, man. Hip hop is connection. You know, hip hop is family,
Yep.
and is friendship and all of that. You know, and that combined, that's also a big part of the music thing. You know, so it's not only the music, man. Like you can have the best music in the world out there, technically, right? But like if you don't have the right people around you and a plan, then you know it doesn't help you. And the other way around too, sadly, like you can have like, let's say, whack music, right, or boring music, but you know if people gonna push you and push that shit, obviously, I mean, we see that in the charts or whatever, right, and it works, you know. So it's always a balance between like music and the surrounding that's all connected to the music in a way, you know. And
Very
yeah, I
true.
think we kind of managed to, you know, go our way and still find kind of our niche and still like have the support from people and everything. Like it's we really in a lucky position, I would say, you know. And that's something, like we talked about it last time. That's something that makes the snowgoons great, you know. All the little pieces of the snowgoons, like we said now. DJ Crypt is actually waiting, and this time DJ Crypt, you know, a lot of snowgoons fans know DJ Crypt as a DJ, obviously, because he did some cuts in previous works on joints. But this time he produced a joint on the album, and I'm sure you're going to talk about it. You know, and he actually kind of co-produced the joint before on the Goon album already. But you know, he's going in the last couple of years more and more into production as well, and he's releasing songs on his own and stuff. So it was just naturally that we, you know, in the future put a song on the album, because we still a crew, a family, you know, and we do all this together. So it was just a natural thing. But once again, I don't want to, you know, talk about it too much, because I'm sure Crypt want to talk about his thing though with the album and stuff, you know. And
Yeah.
yeah, man. And
Now, well, wait, back to what you said real quick. I definitely appreciate y'all involving me because, like I said, man, y'all good outside the music. Y'all good dudes, man. Like I keep it real for everybody that's watching and whatnot. Me and y'all talk on a regular, or we try to. You know what I mean? Outside of everything else, just so shit ain't twisted. Like y'all some good dudes, and y'all put out dope music, and we all working together. Like I said, team of families, the only way to really push each other, and that's how I look at it. Y'all family, so I'm gonna push. Even if my whole page gotta be nothing but y'all stuff, I'm gonna push. You know what I mean? Like that's just how I handle things.
word.
So, but
Appreciate it.
I
Appreciate
mean,
it.
since while we're waiting for Crypt and whatnot, I mean, let's talk about some of the joints at least, because I tried to invite him, but I'm not sure if he's seen it or
Right,
whatnot.
right. You know what? I can jump out for a minute so Crypt can join, you know, no problem. And then I'll come back or whatever. I'll be here. I'll definitely watching. So
Well, the thing is,
um
it's allowed me to invite him, but I'm not
but
sure if
yeah.
he's even in here or if he's seeing it.
Mm, did he request already?
Nah,
Crypt?
I don't even
Nah?
think he's in here
Oh,
yet.
okay, okay. Oh, Shabam Shaddiq,
So,
salute y'all.
yeah,
Peace
peace
from
to
here too.
Shabam. I got him on the show tomorrow and whatnot.
Mm,
Oh, dope.
dope.
So we're gonna be talking
Are
about a
you
whole bunch of
actually are
stuff.
you actually watching football?
No, nah, I wish. Nah, you already know what happened to the Eagles,
Of
unfortunately.
course,
So,
yeah.
you know what
But
I
you
mean?
know,
Yeah, nah.
I mean, we came far this year, you know. The Eagles came far this year, so and it wasn't even
I
the
mean,
plan, you know, to. I mean, you know, we always want to win, of course, you know, but we're looking at the picture right now, you know. It's a 2-3 years plan, you know, and I think the team did really well, you know. So let's
I mean,
see
we
the
got
next 2 years
a
what's
whole new
coming, you
first
know.
string. You know what I mean? A whole new first string, a whole new coach, and we made it to the
Right.
playoffs. So I look at it from the glass half full. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But but yeah, now I'm just I actually got whatever this is. I'm watching The Office. You know, I love my comedies.
Right. Right.
But
Do
yeah, I'm gonna try to
you
show
have
some of the footage too.
Do you have a favorite track from the album after you
It's
heard it
kind of
now?
tough to say, man, because it's just
Yeah.
like it felt like it was so well organized and whatnot. Like I like me personally, I like to slap you in the face joints. I mean, for the most part, but like levitation kind of hit a different way too. Like it was smooth. It was like it was raw. Like it wasn't laid back, too laid back. But I'm not gonna front. I kind of feel like the Renaissance Kings, the actual title track, kind of hit. Like I was really feeling it. Like it was really amped, and at the same time, it was just an anthem type.
Mm.
So you
Word.
know, what I mean, I was feeling that. We Up. So honestly, I felt like the track just started off with We Up was perfect. Like it just straight was in your face type music. It wasn't like you were building up to get to that point. It started off that way. So the whole rest of the album was kind of just in your face fire.
Salute. Jamil is in here. Yeah,
Peace to
man. You
Jamil,
know,
yo.
I mean, you know, it's like we said before, you know, like you mentioned now levitation. It's just a different, like a whole different feeling from the rest of the album. And I think we always try to find a balance. And I think with these joints, like it's the same with Cardiac Rhythm, it's the same with Starlight. We always have this one joint that goes in a total different direction. But and I think I think it doesn't even happens on purpose, you know. Like we don't necessarily like planning on saying, oh, we need a smooth joint and we need this kind of joint. It's just kind of happening. And
Word.
that's I guess also why it's maybe here and there missing on an album. But for the bigger parts, these are the joints that they stand out at the end, you know. And that's when I think it makes an album, I wouldn't say perfect, but it makes an album really great, you know, like to have this all round up, like you said, straight in your face type kind of beats and joints, and then you have a topic
Yeah.
song, and then you have like a laid back kind of joint like the levitation. And that makes the album really great, I would say, you know. And I think we pretty good at managing it on this album as well, you know.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. I mean, I did have a question for y'all. Cause like, is it hard? Like, do you find it hard to like put all these artists together on these compilations? Like, do you feel like it kind of takes some time because everyone takes their time doing their verses, or does everybody kind of get right back to you and it kind of makes it easy for you? Which one do you think?
Oh well, you know, it's always it's two-sided, you know. It's and you know everybody is different though. There's artists that are really super fast, they write quick, and it's easy to handle. And then there is artists, of course, they have their own focus, they being in another project, you know, and then they do a favor for you or whatever. And so it's like a 50-50 thing, you know. And then on the flip side also, a good thing is for us, we have Goon Music, our own label, so that means we make our own rules. We're not signed to some label that kind of requests to deliver an album to a certain date or something, you know. When we decided to go independent and do Goon Music, we at the same time we knew we would be free to do whatever we want to do, you know. So we play by our own rules. That's why, for example, ultimately we had to push the Renaissance Kings actually for a whole month, you know. It's
Hmm.
supposed to drop on 12/12 last year in December, but you know, we took our extra time to perfect everything and just dropped it a month later. And I think if you sign to a label or whatever, somebody tells you you need to deliver right now, you might rushing stuff, you know. And this is not our intentions, you know. We always want to take our time, and we appreciate the artists that work with us. They deliver their best, and they try to, you know, hit the the deadlines and all of that, you know. But it's, once again, everybody's different, you know. I mean, I know, Sig, you have the same experience, especially also you also on the writer side and on the rappers kind of side, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You know, rappers work very differently. So do producers. You know, like we all have our individual ways of working on what we do. So and some are fast, some are a little bit slower, some take their time a little bit more, dive more deeper into it or whatever. It really depends. I guess it also depends on how many bad days you have, you know, as an artist or as a producer, you know, because if you're having some bad days, if you're in a bad space, you're not gonna produce as much, you're not gonna write as much, you know. So
True.
and we respect that, you know. We make sure to set aside enough time to put you know, albums like this together and give people the space that they need, you know, or at least we try to, you know, within a certain time. You know, obviously we can't wait a whole year for a verse if we're working on something, but you know, sometimes we can. You know, it really depends on the project and also, you know, whoever we're working with. You know what I mean? So, you know,
True.
we
True.
try
But
we
yeah,
try
of
to make it
course.
work. So yeah,
Most
Word.
def. I definitely hear that, yo. I mean, it happens that way. Like,
yeah,
unfortunately, like we got the real world situations and everything else going on. So it is hard to get right back to somebody or do stuff like that. So I figured I'd ask that because I mean, you know, like you guys have a mountain of artists you work with on these albums. Like it's not just like the usual suspects either. You got mad people. So, you know, like you feel like you be like having issues sometimes, like with some of the artists, like bumping heads, or is everybody on the same page when it comes to these type of compilations?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, like I said, you know, everybody's different, and I mean, yeah, it's, you know, ultimately, man, like when you do an album like Renaissance Kings or any previous Snowgoons albums, you know, we have so many different artists on there, and then at the same time, they are actually all in the same realm of hip hop. You know, we don't do any trap, or we don't have any, like, let's say, pop artists on there or some shit, right? It's all, hip hop is a small family, if you want to keep it like this. A lot of artists know each other, especially in New
right.
York, and you know, even not New York, like with the internet, man, everybody knows everybody, you know. And
Hmm.
it's people know what's going on, you know. And then
Yeah.
especially as artists, you know all the artists. And yeah, oh shit, I see that Gunner up in here. You
Yeah,
can actually
peace.
do a four split.
Yeah, I didn't know. I seen the name and I invited him. I figured I'd give it a try. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
Cool.
Word.
All
Peace to
right.
them, man.
What's up, Dad?
You guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Word, word. Yeah, I just came in like 2 minutes ago and followed up the conversation. So yeah, just go ahead,
Yeah,
guys,
we
and I'll
just
jump in whenever I gotta say something.
no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, we just talking about the album and whatnot, man, 'cause it's well structured and whatnot, and how my opinion is dope. Like it's something I can, like, you know what I mean, I could blast in the whip all the way to work for a whole hour's worth. You know what I mean? Like you can just blast it back to back to back. Like there's no skip button on it. But also like the artists you got on here too, man, is like it's such a wide variety. It's like you couldn't go wrong with it, even if you wanted to. There's just too many dope artists, too many dope beats, too many dope productions. But I did have a question for y'all. Like, so what was the whole idea behind the Renaissance Kings? Like, cause the album cover is dope, and like, you have a set like plot, or was it just like something that just, you know what I mean, just happened?
hmm
Oh
Manu?
yeah, maybe, yeah. All right. Yeah, well, you know, we always have a theme for every album and stuff, right? And we when we decided to go with the Renaissance Kings, we thought mainly about, like, you know, obviously Snowgoons are known, I wouldn't say as like a 90s producer, right? But we did the album with Onyx, we did the album with MOP, we did the album with Nine, we did the album with PMD and Sean Strange. So we related with a lot of 90s artists. So obviously, of course, we in the 90s realm, and that's our favorite music and stuff, right? So we do the boom bap 90s sound, which is now in nowadays music structure kind of seen as old school, right? Like a lot of people, when they hear a 90s boom bap beat, then they say like, oh, this is old school. And
Yeah.
obviously
Word.
we don't look at it like that, right? And but still, like the Renaissance was a time when everything changed, and it went from the old to the new kind of. And I think we as snowgoons, we are somewhere in that kind of league where it's like we still have that old sound per se, but we also do the new style, and we transform it into our own new sound, like the Goon bap specifically, right? So that was more or less a little bit the concept of the Renaissance Kings, because when you look at the artwork, you see a Renaissance painting, but if you look close at the Renaissance painting, you see an MPC right there, a turntable, there is the Nas record,
Word.
and actually the king on the throne, he has a ski mask on, you know. Obviously ski masks didn't exist back then. So this is our twist of like bringing the Renaissance time into the new age kind of, you know, like the combination of the new world and the basically saying the 90s and still like the 2020s, whatever, you know, if you want to say it as a music time period. That was more or less the main concept of Renaissance Kings, right, fellas?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. You
Exactly.
pretty much
And
summed it
No
up.
doubt. No doubt. I'm playing the video in the background. So, yeah, I mean, like, y'all make sure you follow the Snowgoons on YouTube and whatnot. They got the 2 videos up. And yo, this joint is hot, man. Like this whole thing behind this video too was just like everybody running around. It's like, yo, what's going on? Like it was kind of crazy. I like how y'all put it together and whatnot. Like definitely an anthem. Another track I want to talk about is Word on the Street. Like I feel like that one kind of also hit really hard. Like I mean, you had Sean Price on it, and Nems in general is just crazy. So it's like that whole joint, it was up tempo and it was dope. Like I feel like a lot of people should appreciate that one too, because definitely hyper, you know what I mean?
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
You guys have any personal favorite tracks, or you guys feel like everything is just solid to you?
Whoever wants to start, I want to say something to Sick about that Nems and Sean P joint, because when we was browsing through the files, you know, it's always like, okay, what kind of beat would fit these rappers, you know, and what we're always after is a combination that you usually don't get, you know. If we see people connecting with other people's on features on songs, we take a close look, and whenever we feature them, we try to combine different people to get features nobody heard before, you know. So everybody be like, oh, these 2 or these 3 on one track, and actually this is working out. So this was with Nems. Nems was immediately jumping on it, right, Mono, when we approached him and said, okay, Chief, what's up? You know, we're family. We met him a couple of times in New York. And, you know, and he said, okay, of course I got you, you know, and boom, bang, there you have it. And then Sick came up with this beat, and I never told Sick, but this is, I think, the time. Whenever I hear this beat with the up tempo, this sounds, and this is a super compliment, because this always sounds to me like one of these 90s Cypress Hill DJ Muggs beats. And a beat like this in the 90s with, you know, come on, this is hit material, you know. So we're super proud of combining all these elements, and this again is Renaissance, you know, with the kings and everything. And Sean P is a king, of course, Nems, and this beat is king as well. So salute Sick for the dope record, for the dope beat you did, you know. And
yeah, thanks for that.
So here you go. You know, this is one of my favorite tracks, just because
Absolutely.
it's different as well. You know, like you say, Mighty, it's up tempo. Usually the rappers nowadays, they do like 80 or even 78 to 85 beats per minute. But this is an up tempo beat,
True.
and I kind of like it, and it always adds a different twist. You know.
Right. Thanks.
That's
That
what I'm saying. Like with his beats, man, it's like you have a variety. You know what I mean? It's not like I never hear the same beat twice type, like the same feeling. There's always something different or different feelings to everything you put out, and especially that one. And then you also, on top of that, to complement it, you have Bernadette in the intro. Like, that's real love and that's real respect because you guys didn't just, oh, let's just throw on Sean Price. You threw his wife on there too. That's real hip hop. And then, you know what I mean? You guys got so many dope joints, man. That We Up, I love the beat to that too. Like, it's just really eerie and dark, and like it kind of just hits you right in the head. Like, it's really good, man.
Yeah, I co-sign. This is one of my favorite beats as well on the album. That We Up. Plus Billy on the hook. Psh, come on.
Can't go wrong, man.
But when you say about favorite tracks, you know, it's always different cup of teas, of course. But my favorite beat, and I said this to Mano a couple of times, is the G.O.D. beat with Ty Ferris and Rashid Chappelle. I love that beat.
Yeah, that one's always dope too, man.
Because this is super modern sounding, dark, you know, like low filter and all that. You know, this is one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, it's dope, man. Like a lot of your joints are dope. That's what I'm saying. Like it's hard to hit the skip button. Like you would have to be really picky with your hip hop to not want to hear it all the way through. So, you know what I mean? What about you, Illegal? You got a favorite?
Well, it's always tough to judge, you know, but yeah, I would probably right now, if you would have asked me like a month ago, I would probably not say the same, but right now it's definitely the Renaissance Kings for me too, though, with the, you know, like the anthem joint, because I think what it is, like when Sick created that beat and when we talked about it and you know, and came up with the topics and all of that to that joint, the intention was to do that song live, basically, right? Like, because we love to tear down stages as well, right? And Sick, he got that energy in his beat, so we knew that this would be a hard track, like performing live, right? So that's why Sick specifically designed it for a live show. So right now, I feel like the song is out there right now, and I want to just tear down stages. You know, that's how I feel right now. So that's why I'm gonna go with this joint.
We was talking about that last time too, where y'all really hyped to get back to the stage life, the tour life. So it's like, I remember us talking about that. So, and I definitely know everybody's looking forward to that too. And I mean, you know what? For that performance for the Renaissance Kings, one of y'all could just run from the backstage, run to the, you know what I mean? Like just run around and whatnot, like you did in the video, and just make it interesting. You know what I mean? Like just give it some life or whatever. But it's well constructed, man. And like I said, it's kind of like an anthem. It feels like that. Right. Like I mean, all your albums have the anthem joints, but there's always like it feels like there's always one that particularly like stands out a little bit more as like that anthem. And I definitely feel like this one, I mean, also because y'all was pushing it first, but it also has that energy behind it. And then the video gives that energy too. You know, everybody's trying to run to their goals and whatever they're doing in it. So it's a deep video to go with a dope song.
Word. And
appreciate it,
like we said last time, Dudo, that video is actually is a prequel, you know, like a sequel, like for Goon music, you know. At least the idea was inspired by it. The songs are not really connected, you know, but it was the inspiration to do some sort of a part two without being actually a part two. But this time we wanted to incorporate everybody from the Goons, you know, because like we said last time too, for the live shows, it's mainly me, Sick, and sometimes now Crypt. I mean, Dad has joined us too for a couple shows, you know, but for the bigger parts, it's me and Sick. Just also logistically and everything, it's just easier to do that way. But anyway, this time we wanted to, you know, invite the whole crew, and even DJ Crypt is in the video without, like, when we filmed that video in Berlin, everybody was there beside DJ Crypt because he was actually in Thailand on vacation, and he still made it into the video, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like that was important for us, like, to show the whole crew and you know, and represent the whole crew.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Word,
man. Yeah. And then you got the 90s are back part 3. It's like it's like you had to make that statement because you guys are the '90s. You guys are hip hop and what it's supposed to be. So I'm glad you guys tied it with the way you do too, because you got all these dope MCs on it, and it's just like, yo, right in the face. And the video is crazy. I was actually gonna ask you that, like, what made y'all want to do the animation to it instead of your usual?
Well, you know, with the Corona shit going on right now, it's pretty tough to do videos because we used to film mainly also our own videos, and then another part is like on the joint there are like 7 MCs, but it's like, you know, it's already tough to organize a joint with 7 different rappers, right? Because you know you be in touch with every single one, and it takes time. And now the second part would be the work all over again to organize the videos, because since we can't go there, everybody would have to film his own part. And we could have done that, but we definitely wanted to hit you with something new, you know, like a different approach. So that's why the idea with the animated video, and I think it came out really dope. Yeah, you're right, because it is something different, you know, something that you probably not really would expect from the Snowgoons, I would say.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
exactly. Exactly. It's definitely different, and it worked because it's like, you know what I mean? Not to mention, for those that pay attention, you got all this dope hip hop in the background playing, behind, you know what I'm saying, behind what's going on in front of the avatars. And it's like, it's a dope concept because you could have just had any background, but you guys are putting the '90s in the background. So it's like, you know what I mean? It definitely it hit home for anybody that appreciates hip hop. They can just watch the video, listen to the music, and listen and check out the nostalgia.
Word. Yeah, that's up to the homie House Riot, you know. He's in the chat there right now. I see him, like, he did that great work, you know, and he's a really dope kid, man,
Great work.
and brought it to life.
Yeah, salute, House Riot.
And we're actually working on a new video right now for the Renaissance Kings with him. So watch out.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that too. You beat me to the gun, yo. I was I was gonna ask that. Y'all got another joint coming out because I'm interested to see what comes out next, like video wise and whatnot.
Yeah, there is one in the chamber, you know. There's actually 2 possibilities for 2 more joints that we maybe drop as singles and videos, you know, and just to keep the Renaissance Kings promoting a little bit more. But like we said last time, Dudo, we're working on so much new stuff, you know, and so it's like, and we already know how it is, man. This music industry, and I'm not actually even seeing us in the music industry like that, but still at the same time, if you drop something, man, like it only lasts for a couple of weeks, you know, and people want to hear something new. If weeks is even enough, you know. I guess for our album it is though, you know, and we just don't want to play the game where we supposed to drop a new joint every week or something, right? That's what the industry wants you to do, basically, to have constantly output, which we actually kind of have, but the reason is because we're such a big crew and we work really hard, you know. But that's not the intentions to just drop a new song every week, you know. But we will definitely keep promoting the Renaissance Kings for a bit, you know, and then hit you obviously also with something new, you know. So it's like always, like we're trying to find the balance, and I think we managed that pretty well to keep that balance, you know.
Yeah,
very true, man. Like, yeah, exactly, like what you said, it makes perfect sense, because I mean, instead of pushing something to somebody's face like every other day, it's like you kind of got to space it out a little bit, give it room to breathe and room to grow, because I mean that's the way it should be promoted too. Like, I mean, yeah, you can drop hot stuff all the time, but eventually it's going to become redundant. So it's like, just push it out slow and even. And on top of that, y'all also pushing Merc. Y'all got so many workstations. That's why I said, like, back to people need to appreciate what y'all do for hip hop, because you got a clothing line, you know what I mean? You got the artists you're representing, you got the producers, and then on top of that, you're doing everything else. So it's like, it's an amazing job you guys are doing as a unit, and
Thanks.
the music is phenomenal, bro. Like for those that don't know, it's on Spotify, it's everywhere, and the 2 videos up here, you know what I mean, they're playing some of the older joints too, but the new album, yeah, it's definitely worth listening. It's definitely dope. I definitely appreciate what y'all do for hip hop, man. And then you also did drop the new joint with Benny Hanna too. I seen that too. Shout out to him.
Right.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah,
you guys
that's,
are fluid.
that's the Goon music thing though. Like, it gives us the opportunity to, like we talked about it last time too, you know. First of all, Goon Music is not really a classic label in sense of bringing out a lot of new artists, but obviously we have family and we have artists that we work with, and we see there's a platform to still like bringing out some new artists, you know. So that's not our main goal, to looking for new artists and just like bring them out. But with this Benny Hanna, you know, he's a really cool kid. We go back for years, and he got all this dope new music right now. And like you said, the brand new video right now with Venomous, and it's actually produced by DJ Green Lantern, you know, like a really tight joint. And it's something different too, you know. I guess this just shows a little bit more variety on the Goon Music roster and on the Goon Music label, you know. But yeah, salute to Benny Hanna, man. Like, watch that new video. It's pretty dope, like a dope visual as well, you know. And yeah, like we said before, we just constantly bring in new music and new content.
Yeah, definitely. And like we talked about last time, like you guys you guys are always bringing people in. Like that's the beauty of what you guys do too. You guys are not, you don't got the ego thing going where, or we're above everybody or this and that. You guys taking everybody, you get them the chance or option to grow. And even with myself, you guys brought me in, and I appreciate everything y'all do for me. And at the end of the day, you guys are good dudes, and you know what I mean? Like what you're doing for Benny Hanna, how you're supporting him and helping him and everybody else. That's how hip hop's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like we need more of that. We need more snowgoons. You know what I mean? Like we need a whole army of y'all out here, because people be all wrong in their ways, thinking like they gotta be better than somebody, so they're not gonna push people's stuff. Like I said before, my whole page is just nothing but snowgoons, CJM, all my people that I represent. My whole page is about everybody that I support. So that's
Salute.
how,
Yep. That's
Yeah.
how
you know
it
what I
should
mean?
be, you know.
But this is exactly what it is, you know, because if you think about back in the days, you were like hustling and on your grind to get that record deal, and then you have depend on people. Either they put out your stuff, or they invest money into you. Just an investment, you know, and you get a snack on the table. But now with the internet and Spotify and everything, times change. So this whole operational thing is not necessary anymore. So, but what you're not able to is to get everything done by your goddamn self. So here we go,
Word.
you know, with the teamwork. It's not always saying like teamwork makes the dream work, but you know, like you say, we help out Benihana. We have history along with Qualm and his brother, with the Savage Brothers and everything, you know, and with the Boston Cats, we all recorded with MBS and everything, you know. But this is like family and team, and we're not trying to act like a record label, because it's just doesn't make sense, you know. A record label would just rip you off, and what we do, we just put out stuff. We have the platforms. Took a long ass time, you know, over 10, 12 years on YouTube and everything, but now we're up there. And since this is a hip hop platform, I wouldn't even consider this as an ego trip. It's not about the snowgoons. It's way bigger than snowgoons. It's about hip hop. So whenever we
Exactly.
got hit up, you know, and we got Goon Music as a channel as well on YouTube, and people hit up DJ Legal and say, "Oh, can you put up my video and stuff like this?" And whenever we feel like, okay, we feel that song, you know, we can relate to that song, we put it out, you know, and we upload it, we share and everything. And this is
Right.
how it's going, you know. This is how the underground is working nowadays. It's not about the money and everything. You know, YouTube doesn't. Spotify is just about clicks and everything. Is not
Yeah.
as much money involved as like back in the days. That's why we need these stage shows again, you know. Um, but to get their names around with up and coming artists, that's why we always keep on working with underground artists. That's why we put big names with new names on this very same record, and it makes sense. Why? Because it's hip hop,
Right.
and the vibe with the MCs and the beats and everything comes together. It doesn't matter if this is a '90s MC or it's a 2010 MC or 2020 MC. I say it doesn't. That's the old saying in hip hop, you know, like, oh, sooner or later your listeners outgrow you, you know, they outgrow hip hop and everything. You never hear this in rock music. You know, you never hear like, oh, AC/DC, they still have the same sound. Everybody's like, hell yeah, they have the same sound, and I'm really looking
Your
forward
word.
and stuff. And this is what it is, you know, like, oh, you know, oh, Nas and Hit Boy, they just dropped that album. Wow, it sounds like that old Nas, and everybody's like freaking out and everything. But Nas is always on top of his lyrics, you know, and always a good MC, and always an entertainer, and always an artist.
Very
And this
true.
is hip hop is way bigger than this is the 90s and this is 80s Big Daddy Kane and MC Shan and LL Cool J. No, this is the history, you know, and this is the culture, and they doing their music, and the music is still working. So I'm really looking forward if LL would drop an album like Bigger and Deafer, I would be happy as hell. Because this is the sound that I grew up and what I liked about LL, and he can stay the very same, just as AC/DC and all these other rock bands. And this is why snowgoons have the trademark sound.
Yeah,
Sound like
word.
we don't do trap beats all of a sudden.
We talked about that last time. I'm like, yo, DJ Legal, you gonna do some trap joints next or snowgoons featuring?
That won't happen.
Word, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because everybody's trying to convert to all this to get popularity, but I feel like you guys are being yourselves, and like that's why you are successful in what you do, and that's why people appreciate your music because you're not bringing in like Little Yachty out of Snowgoons being a sign like you're, you know what I mean, or Lil Nas and one of these new cats. You guys always stay consistent with who you want on your beats. You don't just pick the newest, hottest thing either. You always pick. You know what I mean? Like that's a great thing, man. Like you guys even put me on the people I didn't even know existed with your music. So it's like that's how it's supposed to be, man. And you know what I mean? Sick Nature's beats, bro. Like I always say this, it's just fire, man. Like his beats always compliment the artist. Whatever artist you guys pick, like it's just nothing but just raw energy in every track.
I think as far as the productions that's you know, our force is really the fact that we're so different when we produce, but still kind of the same. You know, we do it in different ways, but we also have like a similar sound, and that's how we met up in the first place and started working together in the first place. So I think that all the productions really complement each other in a good way. You know, I always like to produce beats that have this this hard hitting sound because it's just something that I grew up listening to, growing up listening to heavy metal before I even was introduced to hip hop. And then I started listening to DOS effects, and like I actually started listening to Run DMC and Beastie Boys first. But you know, the hip hop back then had like this, like it was always raw energy. And by the time I heard Onyx, and you already know how that goes, you know what I mean? So, but like we have this different way of working on beats, like me and Illegal and Debt, and it just really complements each other really well when we put it together on an album or on a project, because they can do something that I can't, and I can do something that they probably wouldn't do, you know, because we think different. And that's the beauty of getting together. And that's the same thing when you have a song with different rappers on it. Like it's you don't want them to sound the same. You want them to sound a little bit different, but you want them to sound like fit each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fit on the song. So, you know, I really, you know, back when I was asked to join the Snowgoons as a producer back then, after working with them for many years, you know, it just made so much sense because we're so much on the same page when it comes to music. So, you know, it just everything happens natural. Yeah.
That's why you got like a family, yo. You know what I mean? Y'all brothers, and that's how the music comes out too. It's not like it comes out randomly. You can tell it's a family joint. You know what I mean? And I
Word.
definitely gotta say, man, it's sick. Like, too, the fact that you can produce the way you do and you can rap is also like that's a dope. That's dope. It's just dope because a lot of people can't do that. You know what I mean? They're either good in one or etc. But you able to do both, so it's like that's a blessing right there. Like it's
It
good to
is a
have you in the
blessing.
arsenal.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You know, I think again, I want to big up the family too, because you know, I can produce and I can spit, but you got like DJ Legal, who's really he's a really good DJ and a really good producer too, and he puts everything together. And then you got Det, who can produce, and he's really good at photo editing and stuff like that. So again, like we do different things, but it all adds up. You know, it all becomes this one big picture in the frame. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like
No doubt.
and yeah, but yeah, it's a blessing to be able to do different things, because nowadays you have to move so fast, and you know, but it's fun, man. Like that's why we do it. You know what I mean? So
Well, I definitely know y'all gotta be looking at your project after you're done. Like, yo, I'm glad this is done, but it was well worth it because look at the results, and then at the same time, you guys something you could blast and just listen to all the time. Like you guys got so many joints, you don't even need to listen to all the hip hop. You guys got like a lifetime supply of just music. You know what I mean? So, but that's crazy. You also got the gear, man. Like, you know what I mean? Make sure y'all go check out the Goons gear because, like, on Instagram and all over the place, like, y'all got some fly gear, man. Like, I don't think anybody's really touching your gear. Like, it's well put together. It looks dope. Like, y'all keep pushing that too. And then you was dropping the vinyl with the gear, right?
Right,
that's
right.
that's the
Well,
Goons gear.
you know, we talked about it last time too, because we take everything that we do, we take, I wouldn't say professional, but we do it with love, you know, and so the music is top notch, or at least we try to, and that goes the same for the merchandise, you know. I mean, look, you can print up a T-shirt, like a super cheap T-shirt for $3 and try to sell it for like 25 or something, right? And then, but
Hmm.
if somebody's buying that T-shirt and he's gonna wash it 2 times, then the print will go off, right? So what does that makes that the guy will never buy another T-shirt from you, you know, because he don't say like, oh yeah, well, Snowgoons did that print. Well, the company who printed that shirt made it, but we decided to pay cheap money for it, right? So that's why we invest, and we just want to deliver good quality, and that's like we said, it goes for the music and it goes for the merchandise. So we invest in doing top quality, like for example the hats, you know, the if you see like the embroidery is like really really top notch and everything, you know, all the
Yeah,
merchandise, the prints is really good. So and I mean, of course, you can't guarantee 100% quality all the time. You know, you will have sometimes here and there things, but overall, what I'm trying to say is like it's this. That's why we, I guess, successful with the merchandise as well, because we deliver quality, and everybody copying out there getting a piece of our merchandise. We really appreciate, you know, the support, um and they can tell at the end of the day as well, like, yo, this is my one of my favorite shirts. We hear this many times, you know, people are saying like, yo, this is so dope, and I never bought a merch item like this before. And we have the split hoodies, we have like a lot of creative merch. So everything we do also with the merchandise, you know, we reflect it on there and bring out stuff that hasn't probably been done before. Like we had watches, we do Funko Pop figures, and of course other people do that too, you know. But I guess what you're trying to say is like, nobody does it in a amount. Like for example, Nems he's the merch king for us in New York. You know what I'm saying? He's slinging his shit on the street and shit. He's doing super dope designs, and he's out there hustling himself. You know, so that's much respect,
word.
man, and like that's inspiration right there. But yeah, you know, that's, I guess that's the thing. And then we love vinyl, you know, because vinyl is like still the ultimate hip hop medium, you know. It's like that's how hip hop came up too, with the vinyl, you know. And so it's very important for us to put still out vinyl nowadays, you know, and people really dig it. So it all just makes sense, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, definitely. Shout out to that, yo, because I be seeing him pushing too. Like he be he be all over the place. I be like, oh shit. I be trying to keep up sometimes because I be having to share everything, and I be like, yo, what did he post now? Like what he posted 5 minutes ago? Let me post it real quick. You know what I mean? So shout out to him for that too. Like, um, but I know I had a question because you're not in your usual spot, illegal, but you already got this
Right.
album up on the wall.
Sorry again?
You already got this album up on the wall like your other joints.
No, because the vinyl is not in yet. You know, the CDs are here and Goonski is shipping them out already. But as far as I know, the vinyl is not here yet, you know, and I think it drops next month because, you know, the vinyl game is crazy right now. You have like waiting times from 6 to 8 months for pressing up vinyl at the moment when you turn in your master. And since we had to had some changes last minute on the album, you know, our time was, you know, so, well, you know, we kind of missed the deadline a little bit with the pressing, but then on the flip side, vinyl heads, they know they have to wait for vinyl, you know, so it's not a big of a deal. But we will drop the vinyl next month, and once it's going to arrive in my crib, I will definitely hang it up on the wall, of course, you know, that's the plan. Because, you know, me as a DJ, man, I grew up with vinyl. I that's how I discovered hip-hop, basically, you know, like the first music I listened on a turntable, and that's how I fell in love with the music, you know. So vinyl will always be my first choice media, you know.
It's crazy because last time we seen you on the video, you had the whole wall decorated with them. I'm like, yo, he definitely had to put that on the wall already. Like he couldn't wait for
Word.
that. Word, that collection was crazy. Like just looking at it, so that's why I figured I'd ask. Now are you guys allowed to leak what the next video is gonna be?
Well, not really, you know, like we will maybe do a preview soon, you know, and keep you posted on that, but it's definitely gonna be dope, like no question.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I think I try to slide in a little bit here, like yeah, yo, like yo, maybe they drop some exclusive shit real quick. I'm excited to hear see what y'all got next. So, but
Word.
definitely
But
though. But yeah,
we could drop something else like exclusive for you, basically. So first of all, shout out to Flash from NBS. Happy birthday! It's his birthday today.
Happy
word.
birthday.
And it's
Happy
also
birthday, Flash.
birthday of my daughter today as well, which is crazy to me because she turned into a real woman. But anyway, happy birthday, Flash from NBS. And we will drop the next first of the month, which will be obviously 1st of February, will be with NBS and Reeve.
Oh, nice.
And yo, it's just a super dope joint. Like, yo, y'all don't even want to know. Like,
Yeah, I can tell you excited by the way you're talking about it. So it's definitely something to look forward to then.
it's already a snowgoons classic, I would say.
It's
Nice.
definitely a classic 90s style of beat with a sample loop and everything. So,
Yep.
No doubt.
very catchy melody.
Yeah. Y'all samples are crazy too, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you listen to that song, you're gonna sing that melody the whole day long.
I mean, but that's like 99% of your joints.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
you
So
know?
it's like, I mean, I look at all of them as anthems in their own way. So it's like,
Yeah,
every
but
time y'all say it, I'm like, well, wait.
you can DM me what this melody is doing. If it's a little bit more outstanding than the other ones. So yeah, I'm curious. But because it always, whenever me and Mono was working on a song, arranging and everything, I said like after that, like 2 hours later, damn, this melody this still is in my head, you know?
Word.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I mean, no, it's definitely a good thing, man. Like that's that's how it's supposed to be. It's something that it's like you're so hype about it, it becomes a slight
Exactly.
addiction. So I
Yeah.
mean,
This is like in the
that's always a
90s when OC came up with "It's My World" with that melody in there. Whenever that song came on a mixtape or something, I was whistling that melody all day long.
Right. Well, I guess that's, you know, that's the nature of hits basically. But yeah, you know, I mean, we not really talking in sentence of hits when we talk about our music like that, you know, like maybe as like hip hop hits or whatever, you know, but in a whole different sentence. It's kind of like I feel the same with when Sick came up with the Renaissance Kings, you know. It's like sometimes we know, like, let's say like this, you know, you can't have an album with like every song is a top banger. That's just not possible, you know. Even with a super classic album like Illmatic, which is like almost every song a banger, it's just not every song, you know. It's just because also tastes are different from people, you know what I'm saying? And but I guess you can really tell like this is a dope song and this is maybe not a dope song. And when Sick came up with the Renaissance Kings, when he showed me the beat the first time, like a first rough, and he's still working on it, I instantly knew like, yo, this is just another Sick Nature beat, you know what I'm saying? And I knew this is a sure shot, you know, so we can't go wrong. And then when he iced it up with the lyrics, it was a rap, you know. So it's in a way you can talk about hits, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, it's always good to have. I think that's another thing. Like with the Snowgoons, we always have these melodies, and they probably stick to a lot of people's in their heads and shit, you know. And I guess that works definitely to our advantage.
Definitely, yo. I'm saying I'm still driving around all day at my job, just blasting Snowgoons. So I'm just like, yo, I'm now. I'm like, yeah, I'm hooked now. Yo, like that's all I'm singing all day. Everybody looking at me like, yo, what are you singing? Like, yo, this joint got me hooked. Like, yo, it's definitely like all y'all stuff is catchy. It's like it's perfect. And it's like it's not so underground that it's like you can't appreciate it for just that. It's like it's everywhere. Like you guys are universal. You're the universal language. Like. So that's how your music is. Like, I mean, look at all the artists you got. All of them are from different boroughs, different states, different places, different countries. So, like, you guys are definitely like bringing together hip hop like the way it should be.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
No,
Yeah,
definitely.
we're never thinking of hits, you know, but catchy melodies is the key.
Yeah.
Because this would always attracted me when I was listening to songs, you know, like even back in the 80s and stuff, and 90s, all the songs, always the catchy melodies. Of course, the lyrics and everything, it has to come together, you know, but the melody has to be some sound wave going to the lyrics, you know, so that everything is delivered smoothly, you know. That's what I like the most.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the drums, of course, too, you know. And I think this is what hip hop makes different than most other music in a way, because you know you have in pop music, you have in every type of music, rock music, you have melodies, but with hip hop it was also the hard drums that came with it, you know. And I think this is what made me fall in love with hip hop when I heard, like back then, the first hip hop songs, at least at my time, you know, because I do remember I was listening to all type of music, you know. I mean, I still, of course, like Michael Jackson and classic shit, you know, but from all the music I was listening, even I was listening to some rock like Scorpions or like anything basically, right? Because I was a kid and I wasn't aware of, let's say, music genres, right? Like I wasn't thinking of like, oh yeah, this is rock and this is pop and this is this. I didn't care. I just listened to music. But then somehow hip hop always peaked out to me. Like whenever there was a hip hop song, it had those drums and the melodies and everything. And then like that's the lyrics. Well, even if I didn't speak English back then, you know, but I still could hear the fire in the words. And I think that what always made hip hop stand out compared to other music, you know, like the hard drums and the melody, like all the combination, you know, that what made me fell in love with hip hop though.
Yeah, I agree with that. When I hear y'all drums, like it's kind of flawless. It's like it's almost like the drums are by themselves as a single entity. You could just rap over that and you be alright. Like that's how I feel. I mean, the samples y'all pick is flawless too because you guys got such a great selection, man. Like I'm pretty sure you make a lot of producers jealous because they wish they could find those type of dope samples and be able to chop it the way you have been. So it's like that's awesome, man. Like definitely appreciate what you do with the beats, bro. Like both of you. Like whoever produces, I know you also said illegal producers too, right?
Yeah, Of
Oh
course, you
yeah,
know,
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
like
we all do.
we go forward and back,
Word.
and you know, and once again, I think this is what the snowgoons makes them actually so great, that it's not just one guy doing the beats and another one is a DJ and another one is a rapper. And this is no disrespect to anybody, but I think the power of the snowgoons is really on everybody's talent combined. Like Six said before, even things like that is a really good sample digger per se, and he's freaking pictures really good, and that's another important part, you know. And then me and Sick doing the live shows, you know, like Sick got a really dope live show performing, and that's another, just all these little pieces of snowgoons puzzling together makes the actually really the picture, you know. And we have the snowgoons DJs who chip in there as well, you know, not only with the cuts but also, for example, 6K, DJ 6K, he's doing a lot of the animations for us as well, like trailers and all that type of stuff, you know, and he's producing now as well. And of course, he's a dope DJ, but everybody brings in the talent that he got into the snowgoons. And so it's never like just one guy's success in the snowgoons, you know. The snowgoon story is really a crew story.
I mean, you can tell because I mean, from everything you said, everything, all y'all working together, like different angles, and like you can tell the way it works out. And on top of that, man, anyone that's met y'all, like you know, what I mean, such as myself, you guys are all good dudes. So it's like, you know what I mean, it's the music, but it's also the personality behind it too. Like I feel like that has to play a part in it too, because in order to have fans, you have to be able to attract them a certain way. You have to be able to talk to them a certain way and show them the same love that they would you.
True, yeah. I
Yep.
mean, you know, we mainly not refer to our listeners as fans per se, right? Because it's, to me, the term fan is like, it's not a downgrading or anything, like no disrespect or anything. It's just like, you know, overall, I guess we hip hop fans ourselves, right? So we don't see us as like we are the hip hop guys and this is our fans, right? Because we all like, we one community, you know. It's like also like, man, out there, I was just seeing it the whole last week. Like so many people bumping our shit, you know. They tag us in stories, they spinning our stuff in radio shows, they
Yeah.
posting it on blogs and all of that, you know. The feedback and the love is crazy, man. Like for thinking about that, we are just super independent, you know. We have AP Rock who's doing a little promo push here and there, but overall we do it all ourselves, right? Like we just put the music out and we let the people carry it basically. And it's just beautiful to see this kind of feedback and love that comes back from all over the world, you know. It doesn't matter, man. Like if it's in the States, if it's in Russia, if it's all over Europe, you know, it doesn't matter, man. Like people show us that energy and love back. And I guess this is also what makes us keep going, of course, you know, because if
For
nobody
sure.
out there would support any of Snowgoons, I'm not sure if we would even do it the same, at least the same energy and the same speed that we're doing it right now.
Yeah.
So that's
I
why we
agree.
prefer the term supporter, snowboard supporter, or not
Mm.
a fan, just like Mono, just
Well,
like Illegally
listeners.
saying,
Yeah.
yeah, or listeners.
I
Now
agree.
you made a very valid point. Yeah, I never really. I mean, I just use the term fan because I mean, like, I consider myself a
No,
fan,
of
but I
course.
definitely appreciate. I definitely understand what you're saying. And actually, now that you said
Hmm.
that, it does actually make more sense to use that word, like instead of
Hmm.
fan. So I definitely appreciate the knowledge on that because I probably wouldn't have looked at it like that from that point of view. But now you definitely right though. I mean, the supporters are what brings in the success and what brings in the energy, like you said. So it's definitely
Right.
appreciated. You know what I mean? And
See, like the team is constantly working. Just right now, I had a notification on top of my phone where it says AP Rock Tech doing a story, and it must have been something about probably somebody playing a joint from us or posting somewhere because he's doing our whole PR stuff, you know, and he constantly working as well, you know. And once again, this is the team, you know. While we here talking, like he's doing other work and stuff, you know, and that's once again, that's the Snowgoons teamwork. Word up.
no doubt,
Yeah.
you already
Yeah.
know. Yeah, you guys got a good team, man. You guys work together well. Like, so you can tell, like I said, you can tell by the music. You can tell by the way you guys are on the social media network too. Like in general, like how you guys hold yourselves up. So that's definitely dope. Yeah, definitely. I want everybody to make sure that they haven't already. Just follow all three of y'all. You know what I mean? Well, everybody, Crypt too. Like everybody that is wrong with y'all, they need to follow and just appreciate what y'all do. Definitely get the Merc. You know what I mean? If you want to be flossing out here in the streets looking fly, man, you gotta make sure you get them goons gear. You know what I mean? I got a shirt on right now, matter of fact. So you know what I mean? I keep it real. But
Yeah,
definitely.
man.
But
Yo, we appreciate you too, man. Like thank you for always supporting us and talking with us and you know, really appreciate that, man.
yeah, you already know. I mean, like I said, I wasn't lying. Yo, got the shirt and the whole nine. Hold up, get this thing situated. You know what I mean? So like I said, man, this is one of my favorite joints. You know what I mean? My ex got it for me and whatnot. It's a dope shirt, man. Like I appreciate what y'all do. Like I said before, with all my shows, I bring out whoever I respect, and I try to build with them. You know what I mean? And that's how it started with us. Like we all built together. You know what I mean? We can't be around each other because y'all different states, different countries, and so you know what I mean. But we all built off of this, and like I said, any way I can help y'all, I'm gonna do it. Even my whole page, even my whole website is just snowgoons.
Right.
Appreciate you, man.
So
For real.
no doubt. But yeah, this man South King joint is fire, man. The videos are fire, and I can't wait for the next joint.
You know, it's like, I mean, like I told you before, we're independent, right? So it's not like we have a major label behind us who can push a lot of money in there and stuff, right? So, but we feel really confident about what we're doing, and we have fun with it, you know, and that's a way bigger part instead of being like, for example, now we dropped the new album, right? And usually if you be a bigger artist or whatever, you have, you know, like constantly like new videos and all type of stuff, you know. But that was the right thing to do for us when we started with Goon Music, so we could do everything on our speed, right? And of course, you know, we look at the industry and see what's going on, but and we pick out maybe little like grapes here and there and add it into our plan, you know. But overall, we always going to do the Goon Music way, you know, and that's just how we feel and we do. And I guess somehow we must have been doing something right, you know. And the more I think about it right now, man, like when we talked about the term fan, I don't even want to. I think, and if we talk about the term team, technically everybody out there, every single person who's bumping some Snowgoons music, who's buying some merch, who's supporting us in a way, like telling a friend about us or like posting a story or anything, is actually part of the team. You know, it's like so we all one big team. You know, and that's the beauty of it, because hip hop to me has been. I mean, we talked so many times about it, man, but like, hip hop is a big family, you know, and that's how it kind of sometimes feel, man. When we go out there doing live shows, people coming to the merch table at the end of the show, because we always out there, you know, and chilling with the people, and then they tell us too, you know, like, yo, dope show here and there, and they give us feedback, you know. And sometimes you have even heads that has never seen us before, right? And they come to the merch table, and then they be like, yo, I just came with a friend, I never heard about you guys before, or I never really paid attention, but yo, you killed it. And you know, and that feeling is really good, and it's really about each and every single one, man. Like, it's you know, it's not about having like millions fans or whatever. It's just really about everybody individual and the hip hop community, you know. That's how I feel about it, though.
Yep, 100%.
I definitely agree. Definitely agree with that. I mean, everybody can any contribution is a blessing. I mean, at the end of the day, because you know, I mean, we all work hard, we all do what we can to push each other, but without supporters, without people on the sidelines that can't participate, just buying albums, just buying the gear and all that stuff, they contribute too, because they're putting it back into the music.
Exactly. That was one of the reasons as well, you know, with because like 6 years ago, we had like the merchandise on, you know, outsourced. Somebody was doing it. We was even back in the days, we was even working with guys at Merch Direct, you know, and nothing really happens, and you get not a really good share. But on the other side, we were back then we was happy, you know, because we had the opportunity, because we just had no time to do t-shirts, do designs, print them and everything. So we was happy that they are taking care of it. And of course they take their split and take their share. But it was definitely the right move to get everything in-house, right where we are, you know, with the designs, how we vibe, with, like Illegal said, with exclusive designs, you know, as well as with basic t-shirts, just like the Onyx t-shirts or the snowgoons t-shirts with the snowflake or the snowgoons logo. But on the other side, we are very creative with the paisley sweatsuit we have now, you know, with the banana split hoodie and everything. And this is whenever guys be supportive to that Goons gear shop. The snowgoons are behind them, and this gives us the opportunity to reinvest into music, you know. So again, this is the team, because being independent with Spotify numbers and YouTube and everything, and no shows with the pandemic, we're super happy that we get money in from selling merchandise, and it goes all the way to us, you know, and we reinvest into artists and artwork, videos, just that 90s are back video and everything, you know. And things can be possible if this happens, you know. So one thing leads to another, and that's a good thing. And talking about being supportive, you know, you can be the best producers in the world. It's like you can be the best book author in the world. If you don't have a distributor to get the book out, nobody will read your book and nobody knows about your ass, you know.
You're right. Yeah, you're right
So
about
you can
that.
be the best producers in the world, and even and especially if you're doing American hip hop. I mean, like English or American speaking, and you're outside, you know, not even the same side of the planet. We're on the other side of the planet, and you have to put in that extra effort to get things done, to make people let you hear your music and everything, you know. So this is very supportive, and if you think about, go breeze through all these Snowgoons albums, you will find out who's family, you know, and who's supportive, and who's part of the team, and that goes as well as for MCs, like Reef the Lost Cause. He's like, he told, like, they're the godfathers to my son.
Yep.
That lyric was not even a lie or hocus pocus. This is how it is, you know, we're godfathers to his son. And he's on every single album. That's why we keep working with him. That's why we love him. That's why he's family. But he's part of the team. NBS, Sean Strange, all these guys, you know. Apathy, Ill Bill, Fredro and Sticky, all these guys.
Right. You know, it's like, I want to add to that what he was saying, like with Goon music, you know, the big goal with Goon music is not to generate money, and the goal is not so we can drive a Mercedes-Benz or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like the majority of money goes all back into the music, no matter if it's from the merchandise or if it's from the music directly, you know, because people sometimes don't realize that to make music, it costs a lot of music, you know, like a video with House Riot where it's animated, you know, it takes time, it takes money to do it. And all this other work that's been done for Snowgoons has to be paid, you know, like mixing an album. It's like people think, obviously nowadays a lot of stuff is way easier than it used to be in the 90s maybe, but at the end of the day, still somebody has to do a work and has to be paid, you know what I'm saying? And so that means putting an album together with like 30 plus artists and have it mixed, have artwork done, actually pressing it up on vinyl and CD and all of that, you know, that's quite some money, you know what I'm saying? And we wouldn't be able to do all of this without the support from each and everyone out there, you know, and that's why it's important for us to give back to the hip hop culture. And I think this is the thing that you said too, that we bringing up new artists, new talents, and people that have to shine, and we put them on. Like a good example is not only Benihana, but we was talking about earlier K-Press, for example, from Jersey. You know, he's a super talented kid, and we're willing to invest in him. And this is not because we think we can make money off of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all handshakes. When we talk to K-Press, we have more or less a family bond, you know, and this is important to us to create dope music, and we just keep going. And who knows, maybe in some years, hopefully K-Press is kind of blowing up, you know, or it's getting bigger or whatever. And that would be the best for us, you know, like if we helped him to get up there or something, you know, whatever his goals are, you know, we definitely going to support him. But once again, I'm just trying to say, man, like for Goon music, and I think this is what people also feel when they think about snowgoons, when they mean that we are doing real hip hop, that we not just do it for the money or anything, you know. It's really for the music, you know, music for the music, basically.
For the culture, like you guys are keeping the culture alive. So I mean, that's easy to be said. I mean, outside the gear, outside, you know what I mean, the promotions, you guys are dropping stuff that people can relate to. Not to mention, you guys are humble. You know what I mean? Like I said, that goes a long way because anybody could approach you guys and not have to worry about a 5-month wait for you to get back to them. You know what I mean? You guys get back to people instantly. You guys listen to people. You listen to the fans. You guys do it for the fans, but at the same time, you obviously are taking care of business on a professional end. So,
no doubt.
Definitely
The bad seed up in here. I see him. Yo, Seed, we're gonna jump on your joint as well soon, man. Like we're gonna make it happen.
No doubt. Peace to Bad Seed, your word.
Shout out to Bad Seed and Honey Dinero. Word up.
Word, man, word. But yo, I know you gotta handle some stuff, right? Illegal, you said?
Yes, like I said, I'm not even home. I'm in France right now. It's funny, like we have 4 different countries all up in here. You in the US, I'm in France, that is in Germany, and Sick is in Denmark. So we always international, as the snowgoons always are.
Yep.
Word. That's why I said every time we try to set something up, and I'm like, yo, let me say 10 o'clock, but now I'm like, oh wait, but his time frame is different. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like I be having to try to figure out the math to that sometimes, and that's why I was like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting everybody international because y'all are so recommended in the States, you might as well be in the States. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Definitely.
Over here it's 11:18 p.m.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's 5 over here, so it's like y'all about ready to call it a night. Over here it's like my day's just almost starting tight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Word. But yeah, I definitely appreciate all y'all do. Like I said, I appreciate y'all pushing me. I'm always gonna push y'all regardless. Even outside the music, man, y'all family, y'all good dudes, and y'all deserve the best out of everything, success and everything, man. So I definitely appreciate y'all time, and definitely glad we talked about the album because it's a phenomenal album. Like everybody needs to go get that, like right now. Like you can leave the chat and just go download it.
Word.
I mean, but
thank you, man. Word.
But definitely, but we gonna talk in a few because I know y'all. I don't want to hold y'all up too long, but definitely appreciate everything y'all do.
All right, brother.
Okay.
Salute you, man.
Salute.
No doubt, man. I'll talk to y'all in a few, man.
Definitely.
Peace.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Family.
Salute.
No doubt, man. Peace.
Peace.
Yes. Peace. So yeah, that was the snowgoons and whatnot. Like they just dropped a new album, the Renaissance Kings. Make sure you gotta check that out, man. Like I did, and I love every joint on it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely go check that out. They got 2 of the videos out too. They're gonna be dropping a new video soon. They're gonna leak the details when they get the chance. Go cop the gear, man. The gear is fly, yo. Like I don't really care what nobody says. The gear is fly. And I appreciate all y'all for supporting. Tomorrow night, I got Shabam Sadiq, the homie. You know what I mean? And shout out to the sponsors. Once again, the family Snowgoons. Shout out to CJM Hip Hop. You know what I mean? Creative Juices Music, London LeBlanc Magazine, and of course, Elite Sound International. Shout out to everybody that's been tuned in. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you follow the Snowgoons, DJ Illegal, Sick Nature, DJ Crypt, and of course, Det Gunner. Make sure you follow everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna just keep doing this every weekend, man. Just supporting real hip hop, man. Y'all keep doing your thing, and I hope y'all have a good day, night, morning, whatever it is.